check, check. There we go. Thank you for that. That would have been a waste of time. Dude, how you been? Chill day, that's nice. Had a pretty busy day. It was a good day. It was just busy. I mean, that does sound like a pretty good day. Yeah. I went to service this morning and then had my daughter's birthday party and then went and played volleyball. So, I gotta think about. No. I think she did. I knew a teacher who was like that. He would always change things up. Nope. Having pretty good. New baby's doing good. Wife's good. It's just a little busy with 4 of us in the house. I mean, 6 of us. You have 4 kids. That's a lot. Especially because we have a full-blown toddler as well. So, I mean, it's good. It's just, I think things can be good and still be difficult, you know? I do still have Boston, yeah. Oh, he's got a job now, working construction. I'm playing my get ready for bed music. Hey, man. At least you're feeling that conviction. Oh. What led you to it, and what do you want to do differently? This with my start working. What's up, Gentle? Hey, Gentle, I appreciate it. Thanks. I know he does. Been through a lot, done a lot of stupid stuff in my life, and it's good to know I'm still loved. Thanks for the follow. You lost your job, that sucks. How'd you lose your job? What happened? Appreciate it, Gentle. You too. Sure, we were young. You imagine someone more princely, but here I am. I'm your man, and I'll always be. Oh, when we were young and dumb, a little less wrinkly, we thought this thing would be a breeze. Oh, geez, were we thinking? But I'm so glad I found someone like you, someone so steady, so true. Now we've been at it for a while, had a child, and then some. Now you think that you look gross, what a joke, how could you? And I'm so glad I found someone like you, someone so steady, so true. I didn't deserve you at the first, but you stuck with me at my worst. Thanks. Hey, Natasha. Oh, we've been at it 11 years, and I hope we're just beginning. First, love was just a seed, now it means so much more to me. I'm so glad I found someone like you, someone so amazing, so you. Well, wrote that song for my wife. I like it. What's up, Dom? Hey, it's good to be back. You got a keen ear. Trying to give you a hint without giving it away completely. Fairy. You got it. It's the Fairy Fountain song. Nice. It's always good to have a fellow nerd in the chat. Yeah, it's the Fairy Fountain. The timing's probably not right, but it is the right notes, I think. Because, you know, like Zelda songs are for some reason, crazy complicated. Hmm. You know, I actually don't know a whole lot of songs. I kind of just make stuff up. I happen to come upon this chord progression just randomly, um, and I because I don't really know music theory, I started playing it and I was like, that sounds like the Great Fairy Fountain, and then I was just kind of figured out the rest. So it's kind of random. The only other songs by people I know "Remember Me" from Coco, the movie, and a song called "Abraham" by Sufjan Stevens, and that's pretty much it. Nice. Yeah, I kind of just play whatever I think sounds good, and then I just make stuff up. I think I don't know. I think music theory is good, but it can be a little restrictive, you know. Maybe it's not. That's just what I hear. Obviously, I don't know it, so no. Well, I was I've been singing since I was young, but I learned guitar in my 20s, so I think if you put in the work, you can do it. It's a lot of work. Sometimes I like infancy better than maturity and gray. I often long for certainty, but I know that the struggle's half the race. Sometimes seasons are a mystery. Gotta trust the guide to make it safe for me. It's hard to walk in this mirrored scene that's dimly cast. Sometimes seasons are a mystery. Gotta trust the guide to make it safe for me. It's hard to walk with this mirrored scene that's dimly cast. Sometimes I like infancy better than maturity and gray. I often long for certainty, but I know that the struggle's half the race. Uh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Music theory could just be made up, anyways. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Somebody came up with it, right? But it wasn't me, because I don't know what I'm playing, and I don't really know how to figure out what I'm playing. I just kind of roll with it. Yeah, if you look at my some of my well, I could be a philosopher. I wouldn't be able to tell you what's going on. See, I have some of my songs I've written here, and I just when I don't know what the chord is, I just write down where the finger placement is, and that that helps me to remember. But I don't know what I'm playing. I just think it sounds good. I think there's freedom in that. Obviously, if I want to play in a band, that's going to be a little tough because I will have to have someone who knows music theory to be able to tell me what I'm actually doing. Other than that, just kind of roll with it. But I don't know. You got your just standard chords too. I know those. Most of my music, I think, would put you to sleep. There are times I literally play guitar and I will just get really tired and I'll put my guitar on my chest and I'll just go to sleep. Feel like I play guitar to relax. I do like to play drums as well, but I like to play drums. It's just more fun. What's up, Cade? I like drums a lot. Again, yeah, not professionally either for me. I had a friend who put up with a lot of really bad drumming for a long time. Now I'd say I'm okay at it. See, I'm just testing things out. See if it works. I think it works. Nope. It's a different pattern I want to do, and I don't know what it is. No. No. You should learn to play. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. No, what am I doing? Dude, I'm up for talking about the Bible. Yeah, I'll just keep playing and talking. You know, Cade, I took guitar lessons when I was in high school, and I quit because I just wasn't a fan of it. And one day, sitting around a fire with some of my friends, we were sitting around for a long time, and everybody left except for me. And there was a guitar there for some reason, because I don't know why there was a guitar there. And I picked it up and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna play what I think sounds good, and I'm gonna stop playing the chords that I learned. And so I just started making stuff up, and I enjoyed it. And then ever since then, that's kind of what gave me the itch, was learning finger picking, which I love finger picking, and learning finger picking, kind of developing my own style, and just being like, you know what, I'm free to play whatever I want, you know. Ooh, I wish I could play some Radiohead. You know that their songs aren't too complicated. I don't think I could look up the chords. I don't know if I know anyone well enough besides uh, what is it, Freak or Weirdo. I love that song, but I don't think I can sing it. That song is a monster of a song. You should give it another shot. You know, some people, Jeff, some people do think that 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 couple was actually saved from their sin by their death, which could be, you know. Hey, welcome back, Gentle. I think there's a possibility that God does rescue us, maybe when He knows we're gonna like go down a bad track. He might just be like, "All right, I'm gonna take you home," and I'm not opposed to that. But yeah, there is a sin that leads to death, and I'm not saying you should pray about that sin, right? You're referring to First John? Um, some of that does get kind of confusing, but no, no, no. No, what am I playing? Hey! No. Yeah, I do think. Yeah, thanks for all the likes. That's fun. I didn't expect to be on here very long, but it's fun. Hey, you want to hear the first song I ever wrote? I remember I had just broken up with a girlfriend right out of high school, and I sat in front of my fish tank and cried. I had this nice freshwater fish tank, and I just started playing this, and just kind of came out. It was the first song I ever wrote, and my voice used to be a little higher, so. You say, yep, you say, son, come. You're not the only one with a broken heart. Father, I do not deserve. This grace on me is just absurd. I should have been the one disgraced. It's your Son in his love, he took my place. He took my place. Took my place. I am the one deserving. I am the one deserving of your judgments. I am the one deserving. I am the one deserving of your judgments. You'd have every right to throw me in hell's dark night, but you don't. You say, son, come. You're not the only one with a broken heart. My love, you're set apart. But Father, I do not deserve. This grace on me is just absurd. I should have been the one disgraced. It's your Son in his love, he took my place. Jeff, also I'm curious about the motive behind the question. Like, what is there something you've been worried about or thinking about? Hey, good night, Kate. Thanks for popping on. Oh. Yeah, I guess that is typically how I think of that verse too, is sin that leads to spiritual death, but it could be onto something, honestly. I do plan on doing more TikTok streams too of just chatting and stuff. I think it'll be fun. I just had a baby, my fourth baby, so I've been streaming on Twitch and everything for a while, but I've been I haven't streamed in about 2 months, so I'm gonna be doing it more, and I'm excited to get back to it. I mean, it could be there. I feel like there's a verse that indicates, oh, maybe there. I don't remember off the top of my head. Well, thanks. It's good. I'm on Twitch right now too, but TikTok is a more accessible platform, I think. Twitch is great, but TikTok, I think, has got a little more going for it. Yeah, it's true. I'm with you, Jeff. We got to just follow what does the Bible actually teach on some of these tough topics, right? That maybe we have a hard time making sense of. And then there's that element of trust, where we get to a point where we say, well, I don't know the answer, and but I know someone who does. I know he's good, so I can trust him. But yeah, that could be difficult, obviously. Yeah. Like deliberate and habitual sin. that up. Our church is going through Acts right now. Yeah, let's see here. Ah, okay. Yeah. I mean, Stephen's sermon, that's a good one. Yeah, I think we all do. Um, I think it's interesting because in First John it says that if you say you have no sin, you have deceived yourself, and there's no light in you. And so to ever think we ever get to a point where we'll be sinless, right, is to say we've tricked ourselves and we no longer have light inside of us. And so I'm not. Is that the verse you were intending? The one where Stephen is giving his speech before he's killed? But I think there is a difference between like deliberate sin. Deliberate sin. So let's just say I have like an addiction, right? Or I really, okay, I really, whatever. I've had a struggle maybe since I was a kid. I gave my life to Christ. This is say like corn, as they call it. And and yes, I agree with you, John. Say I'm struggling with corn since I was a kid, and that's my struggle is lust, and so if that's my struggle and I continue to like fight against the flesh in me, right? Oh, wretched man I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? The things I don't want to do, I find myself doing, and the things I want to do, I don't do, right? That struggle that we all have. Um, but I think there's a difference in the type of sin where you'd say, I'm struggling, I'm really trying to stop gossiping, I'm really trying to stop looking lustfully, I'm really trying to stop, and I'm making a little progress here and there, but uh, but there's a difference between that type of sin and then the what I would say is willful sin, where you're saying, well, forget you, God, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I know in the moment, right, for when we often engage in sin, that is kind of what it feels like. Is like you just, well, I know I shouldn't do this, but I think there's a willful, um, like you were just like, screw it, I'm just gonna do my own thing. And I think that's where we start getting into like, there's a verse in Hebrews. Let's see here. Put this aside for a second. Uh, yeah. Hebrews 10:26. If we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sins is left, but only a fearful expectation of the judgment and of raging fire that will consume the enemies of God. That's a horrifying verse. And the only way, because I dealt with like a corn addiction for literally like 20 years, and I still am tempted by it. But the only thing is deliberate. This is a willful disobedience. It's um, because no matter what, like, I don't know, anger used to be a huge problem. I have a lot of problems, I guess. um, no, 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 no. It's good. It's good. Don't apologize for that. But anger used to be a huge problem of mine, just massive, massive issue. And where was I going with that? I forgot what I was going to say. Your apology interrupted my train of thought. That's fine. I just totally derailed. Um, I don't know what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Well, it's gone now. Yeah, yeah, deliberate sin, but I don't know. Oh, it was almost there. It almost came back. It might come back. But there is this, like, I feel like if you can recognize progress, if let's just say that we didn't have any sin. Well, then there's no need for the process of sanctification, right? We're sanctified slowly throughout our lives, and we're becoming more and more like Christ, and that takes a lot of time, and there's a lot that gets sifted out of us, right? So as fire tests the purity of silver and gold, so the Lord tests the heart. It says in Proverbs, and so um, He's always testing us, refining us, making us more and more like Him, and so we're always going to have. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It came back. When I was young, I dealt a lot with just extreme anger issues, and I don't know what my deal was, but I've always dealt with anger, and as I've gone through my life, I've noticed that it's like, oh, I've dealt with my anger. Well, then I got married, and then I realized I haven't dealt with my anger, and then I felt like within marriage, well, maybe I'm dealing with my anger a lot better. And then I started having kids. And then I realized, oh man, I haven't dealt with my anger. And so I feel like as we're being sanctified, it's like layers. All of a sudden we'll be like, well, I'm done with gossip. All right. Oh, that's good. That's good. But then this prime opportunity will come up and you'll be like, oh, am I really done with it? Oh, I don't know. And so I guess this goes deeper than I expected. And I think that's true of all of us. Like, it's just, okay, this level, this course, whatever, this stage is done, but now there's the next stage, and then the next stage, and then the next stage. And that sounds exhausting, and actually the thought of that used to, like, really make me anxious and feel like, oh no, this is going to last forever. But it's still progress, and I think we got to recognize the progress in some of our habitual sins. But sin is a tough one. I mean, it's tough. And but 1 John, if you say you have no sin, you have deceived yourself, and there's no light in you. Yeah, I know what that's like. The feeling of never breaking free. Like I said, 20 years, totally addicted. So I understand that quite well. Unfortunately, I wish I didn't understand it. But it does give me opportunities. God uses all things for the good of those who love Him and are called to according to His purposes. And so this is another thing. Even in my sin, even in my failure, God can use that, and that gives me hope that it's not all a waste. As long as I continue to get back on the horse and try again. What changed for me? Well, in my particular um, issue, like corn, uh, it was very slow. Like, I made progress over years, but the progress was like immensely slow. And but I started accelerating a lot faster when yeah, what's up, Albert? Um, I started accelerating a lot faster when I think I just needed to detox, and I put this app on my phone where for about 8 months, I had no web browser, I had no access to an app store, I literally had nothing on my phone, and I felt like I needed to detox. I needed to just get away with it, get away with it, get away from it with no options. And then I spent more time praying and reading the scripture, and just kind of filling myself up in those ways. And that was really that 8 month period kind of, it changed a lot for me. And since then, like, putting little habits in, like, I just, for now, like, I don't ever sleep with my phone next to me. I put it in a window so I can't just reach it. And that's just something I've done for a few years now. That was a habit I developed and realized I can't have my phone right next to me while I'm in bed. And so I just put it over there. And so I think it's sometimes it's just forming new habits, and those habits, I'm a terrible habit former. Forming habits takes forever for me, because I'm fairly ADHD. I'm all over the place, and consistency is not my jam. But once I started, like I said, daily, I started like doing prayer and scripture reading as a discipline. That was a big game changer for me. I think there's more too, because it's been such a long journey and struggle. But Albert, what are you doing? Yeah, I think most most people do in one way or another. It could be the same thing I've struggled with, and could be something else. I think we all have like a vice. It could be pride, lust, gossip, all sorts of like. I think everybody has like a primary pull towards some sort of sin, and lust happens to have been my primary, and still continues to be a struggle, and so yeah, yeah. One of the things that helped me to get, I had a young guy. This is funny. I was a youth pastor for almost 10 years, and I had one of my youth students, because I've been at the same church for like, I don't know, 15 years now on staff, and one of my youth kids, I remember one day I was talking to him, and I was talking to him like, I have a really hard time with prayer and reading the Bible and just being consistent, and he said, "Well, sounds like you need discipline." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And so I know he always downplays the story, but for some reason it was a transformative experience for me, just him kind of calling me out like that, and I remember my old youth pastor. He had not missed a day of reading and prayer in like over 30 years, maybe 40 years. It was like decades. He had never missed a day. And this guy was one of the most effective, consistent, like one of the people with the most character I've ever met and had the pleasure of meeting and being in ministry with. And so I, uh, I started thinking about his example, and it was like, that's the kind of man I want to be. And so maybe I should start doing some of the things that he did, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah, in what ways? That's a good line there, Jeff. Always assuming grace makes you numb. I think that's true. And there certainly is a lot of grace, but um, yeah, we cannot treat it like it's a light thing. Well, that's that verse in Hebrews 10 I read you too, that it continues on. Who was treated unholy, the blood of the covenant that sanctified him, and who's insulted the spirit of grace. That's right. It's like trying to take advantage of his goodness. You know what? Dallas, I have not been crying. I have a red face, all right? And some colors bring out the redness in my cheeks. People on Twitch, I tell you. Well, Paul talks about having a seared conscience, right? And I think if you're afraid of that, then it's not seared. Not yet. Can't keep that going. What do you mean about the goodness of God? I'm curious. Yeah. I'll tell you, there are seasons. There are seasons where you don't feel the Holy Spirit as much as you used to. I remember when I was young, I was in high school, and I was on fire for the Lord. And my intensity burned a lot of people around me. And but I was excited, you know. And my dad, he came up to me one day and he said, "Ethan, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if you don't feel the Holy Spirit for a whole year? If you don't feel God's presence for a year, what are you going to do?" And he said, what about 5 years? What about 10 years? Are you still going to follow Christ? And I said, well, yeah, I'll just keep on worshiping, you know? And it wasn't too long after that. I had a 3-year period where I didn't feel his presence at all. Like literally nothing. It's probably the worst, some of the worst, probably the worst 3 years of my life. It was awful. But what I realized is, for me, this is what I was doing. I was treating God almost like a drug, and His presence like this high. And I think God is like, all right, it's enough of that. It's time for you to choose me, whether you feel it or not. And that was a hard lesson to learn. Like I said, it took me like 3 years to learn it. I mean, it's just like, I mean, you might not be married, but when you're married, when it starts off, man, you're so in love. You're just making out all the time. Things are great. And it's just simple. It's all passion. It's all feeling. But there comes a point where some of that kind of wanes a little, right? Where it's not as intense as it was. And maybe some days you don't feel any feelings at all. But when you make a covenant with someone, you make a decision sometimes that's just what carries you through those moments. You say, no, I've decided this is my person. And so whether I feel it or not, this is my person. It's just the same way in our walk. Whether I feel it or not, I will follow. It's easier said than done because the feeling is so awesome. But it's not always there. And I think for a long time I've thought that the test of silence is one of God's hardest tests. When He is just totally quiet. It's not very fun. I'm not intending to make you feel that way. I just if it can help you, because God might try to teach you the same lesson. And maybe it'll only take you 3 months. By passing on to you what He's taught me, maybe I could spare you. Because I'm a little bit thick-headed. And maybe He won't do that at all. Maybe you will never lack the feeling of His presence. And honestly, that would be great. But I think for some reason, God thought it was important that I learn that lesson young. Terrible lesson. He does know best, and as a father, as a caring parent disciplines their children, God also disciplines us, and it's never fun. What's up, Tylen? Over on Twitch. Yeah, I should go to bed too. Hey, I'll be on more. Have a good day at work tomorrow. I'm gonna... Cool. Do I remember how to play this song? Walking down this road with you, I said that I'd go too. Never knew how hard it was just to follow through. At some point I turn around and said it's not my direction. All those things I said to you, I let them fall away. I guess you never meant let on. No, I said a lot of things without looking at it all. Like I'd have consistency when meeting at the cross. When I think of this, I turn away. Too ashamed to admit it. I didn't think you worth the cost, despite my old commitments. I guess you never meant, you never meant, you never meant as much as I let on. I never meant, 'cause I never meant, I never meant to lie to you. Well, I don't know if he was still on, but I'm gonna go to bed. Hey, thanks for joining tonight. Thailand, we gotta talk next time. It's been a while. Don't know what to do with this. All right, there we go. Anyways. Ciao. Or whatever.